The Immaterial Games podcast with these guys.
The cha-cha-cha is a bit of a it's a bit of a dance, isn't it?
It is a bit.
You flail around, your body moves in time with that of your partner.
You say flaying around, and the first thing that pops to my head is a magic cap.
That's me when I dance.
Just what? Splash.
It's not very effective.
I have a question. If you did what magic cap does, and you splash, would they just class that as the worm?
I think it would be for a human, wouldn't it?
Yeah. To be honest, that's what fish are doing. Fish don't splash; they worm.
Oh.
I feel like I'm doing a
I take it based on my wrestling cases that there was a person who did the worm.
Mm.
The thing is, the worm itself did fuck all. It was the move he did afterwards that was considered the damage, which was just like a clothesline or something. It's like the people's elbow.
There's
no point in running around. At the end of the day, it's just an elbow drop. A charge up. Oh, like the super spear.
Yeah, that's what the worm was, and like what the Rock did with his move and all the rest of it. Like, remember Rikishi's?
Yeah.
Before he goes slap his ass in your face. What was it that he used to do?
Oh, he used to swing his arms around in a
like get everyone cheering type thing.
Yeah.
That was him taking the power in and then going, in your face, fucker.
But in the end of the day, he was sticking his nappy ass in front of someone's face.
Yeah.
There is a character in Soul Calibur that does the freaking worm as part of his attack.
Yeah, but the worm itself doesn't deal any damage. It's
the thing after.
Yeah.
It's the gun he shoots or the weapon he hits them with.
Yeah, it's theatrics. Though again, it's like what I put in the Discord yesterday. Though okay, that was the meme that they did there, but that happened in the NXT. A guy was running down to the ring and the guy just shoulder barged him and he flew through the front row of the crowd.
I'm quite surprised they didn't just put him going flying through the crowd and just have the thing go nah, like it was going into outer space and all the rest of it. That whole meme of where someone gets hit and they just go flying away.
And then you hear bing.
Yeah.
But I did like the smash meme.
What you should have heard is Team Rocket's rocking.
Adam Cole's blasting off again, baby. Ding. But yeah, I mean, it was quite clear in that the whole front row will have been plants. Sorry, for health and safety, you do not get away with throwing yourself into a bunch of crowd members. Doesn't happen. Sorry to break the illusion, guys.
Oh, unless they knew about it and they'd been told to give them waivers to sign.
Yeah, maybe. But I would have had the other meme of, like in Jackass 3D, where they shot the dildo out of the rocket launcher and it did the round the world montage. You could have done that with that wrestler.
Oh yeah.
Just flying past monuments of the world and then landing in the crowd. But yeah, that's the best thing that I've seen in a long time, and it was so funny. So let's move on to the beginning of the podcast where we just look at the standard thing. Medium. We are. So yeah, this is the Immaterial Gamers podcast, episode 70.
Season 2.
Straight from the come down of episode 69.
I wasn't here.
Yeah.
But I do hear Duncan did not keep to his bum.
He didn't. He was fully clothed, but he needed to be.
His sister was there.
For YouTube.
For you? Why? What was he doing?
Well, it was a not safe for kids podcast. Quite clearly.
I'm never fully clothed for a podcast.
I'm always fully clothed.
Especially
for a podcast.
I can happily say I at least have some sort of shorts or bottoms on. I always sit at my computer topless.
Oh, you are like a wrestle boy then.
I think it's more the fact that if I sit here with a shirt on, I don't feel comfortable. Especially when I've got a fan on and because my room's dead warm because I've got a computer, PlayStation all in a smallish area. It's dead warm and just having a t-shirt on or a shirt or anything just makes you bake. Especially when your parents are cold and they decide, we're going to turn the heating on. It's like, oh yeah. I love the fact though, while I was away, I came home to, we had to go in your room and shut your window and everything because the house was too cold with everything off.
What?
Before I went away for the week, I turned I turned everything off in my room, so the whole upstairs was too cold. Basically, my room is the most heat source in the house.
You provide heating to the entire rest of the house.
Yeah, especially when because my window's open, and it makes my room is still the warmest room in the house unless you're cooking.
I see.
So, with my window open, and I normally leave it open, seeing that that's the case, and everything was switched off, my room became the coldest room in the house.
Wow.
So it just absorbed all the heat that was put anywhere else in the house.
Bloody hell. I just wonder how many devices are in it, but the problem I've got is, I've got a lot of devices in this living room that I'm recording from here, and yet it's still freaking cold.
True.
And we've got radiators coming on.
Your living room's a lot bigger than my bedroom. You remember this?
That is very fair. So, So, I like how, actually, the fact that I'm keeping the radiator on here. This is a literal warm-up. But we'll do some introductions before we move on to what's been played. My name is Ryan, I'm the host, and this week we are killed Google products and experiments and services. So, I'm YouTube Gaming. That was a nice little device, YouTube's way of streaming services. I don't remember
that happened.
Well, yeah, nor did anyone else, really. So, yeah, that happened. And also, we've got D.
Whatever happened to Google Plus?
Who is Google Plus?
I had to ask that. What happened to Google Plus?
It died.
The whole thing that was meant to take out Facebook.
Yeah, no one liked it. Google Hangouts are on the chopping block as well. But, yeah, YouTube
I didn't even know they had Google Hangouts.
Yeah, it was killed 6 months ago and was almost 4 years old. Google Plus... Hold on, if we just have a quick look.
I was going to say, because even on Chrome, it's not even underneath their thing. You've got Google Shopping, you've got Google Photos, you've got Translator, Calendar, Drive, Contacts,
It was killed 8
Gmail.
months ago and was almost 8 years old.
Was it? It doesn't feel like it was that old.
I know, it's just mad. And the other voice you're hearing there is Stefan. He is Google Glass Explorer Edition.
The hell's that?
Google's idea of AR, wearing a little glass thing on your head.
I'd rather just have Google Glasses. I wonder how much Google Glasses actually.
No, that was Google Glass.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, don't they have that anymore?
No. It lived for 2 years. Just to give you that.
I'd like to put... Oh, it says googly eyes. I went to type in Google eyes, and some reason... I actually typed in Google, and Amazon changed it to googly.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Thank you, Alexa.
Oh, and I guess that's Alexa, which at that point, I guess in this case would be Glass OS, the operating system designed for Google Glass, which died 2 years after Glass died, which makes no sense. But yeah, with that, we shall move on to what's been played, and then, I don't know if you may have guessed, but what we'll be talking about later on will be involving Google Stadia.
But how's that?
But sit right in, strap right in, and Steph, you read while we move to what's been played.
What's been played?
No one told me I have to read.
So, yeah. There's a whole load of material that we'll be referencing while talking about Google Stadia and discussing that a little bit later on. But while we're doing that, D, you can go first. What have you played?
Not a lot, to be honest. Been playing this thing, Venture Capitalist, a little bit, where it's basically you can't really play it, to be honest. It's one of those not click adventure.
It's an idle game.
Yeah. What else have I been playing? I've just been playing Untitled Goose.
I was about to say, why don't you talk about that for a little bit? Because, I know I've played it and talked about it briefly, but you decided you wanted to have an experience with it, so we'll go there. So for anyone who is, or who didn't hear, when I was talking about Untitled Goose Game, what is it, D?
Was I here for that?
Don't know. Basically, you're
Probably
a goose. Yeah, you play as a goose and you've got to annoy a bunch of villagers by doing various things, like a to-do list.
Yeah. The best typography of a goose to-do list I've ever seen. It's a very good handwriter.
Well, I had to slip it to plain text because the italic text was... My brain was like... But yeah, I've completed the first time through. It's now give me a bunch of credits, and now it's giving me a bunch of new things to do to the village.
Ah, so you have got further than I have. You are now in the challenge mode. And what's the challenge mode like compared to the main game?
Basically, everything's unlocked from the get-go for the
Mhm.
challenge things, and you just get to annoy the village all over again with new challenges, along with doing the old challenges if you need to. And then there's
Right,
the
okay.
time trial versions. You can restart it for time trial versions
Mm.
for the final bits of the challenges.
I've heard about the time challenge, the time trial challenge, and heard the item that you get for completing all the time trials.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of new stuff. Basically, I thought the game's going to end, there's not a lot to do, and it goes, no, here's a whole bunch of new shit. Well, same things, but instead of it being like each area, it's just like 3 lists of stuff to do, but it's trying to get them to cross up over each other and whatnot.
Ah, okay.
So like, you get the challenge for stealing stuff and then put it in the shop, and then the person has to buy their own stuff back. The advanced challenge is to steal something and make it from another part of the map, buy their stuff back.
Oh God. Wow.
Not from the high street, guys. Someone outside of the high street, you've got to make them buy their own stuff back.
So like, you could steal maybe the old man's harmonica from the pub.
Yeah, but then you'll have to get him all the way from the pub to the high street. Through the pub.
Yeah, but I assume at that point you can use the shortcut system that you're unlocking as you go through.
True. All
I'm
the
assuming
gates are
not,
unlocked.
because wouldn't you have to get that guy to follow? If you take a shortcut, he might know what follow.
It's tricky. The second time through, all the gates are unlocked from the get-go. So, basically you have access to the entire village. Except for the final challenge, they board all of it up so you can't take any shortcuts. For the final challenge for the first time through.
I just picture on like this massive ultimate challenge virtually. It's like a 1984 dystopian future where there's just posters upon posters of no goose here symbology.
Well, basically, after the pub is the final challenge, is the model village. You have to get from the model village back to the beginning. With a bell.
Oh no.
Going through the pub, the old lady's house, the other guy's house, down through the high street, down through the gardener in the shed, everything. But you can't take any shortcuts. You have to go a very specific route. And if they catch you, they take the bell off you and you have to go and chase the bell back down.
That makes me also, it's like, now that I think about it, like in that like little tutorial area right at the beginning of the game, you see like a pile of bells.
Yeah, basically you drop the bells in and then the credit rolls. And then he comes back and he goes, honk the horn. And here's all your new challenges.
That makes me feel at that point that like the goose's entire existence is just to
Nick that
cause
bell.
enough crap to nick a bell.
Yeah. Well, as you're going through the bell area, they've repaired all the bridges and everything that you've been breaking, so you can't get through. So, and then for some reason after that bell thing happens, everything breaks again. It's like, okay. It's like, yeah, they repaired the village, made it all safe and whatnot. And then like, and then the bell gets dropped in the hole. No, you didn't. Everything got broke again.
Oh dear.
But yeah, it's a quirky little game.
Yeah.
If you like to be an annoying little freaking goose. Some of the challenges I haven't figured out how to freaking do yet. There's like to get the dartboard to break. I can't work out how I'm going to break it, or get someone to break it. Normally it's getting one of the villagers to break it whilst you do something to them.
I'm scared the bugger, innit?
Yeah, or nick something that they throw at it.
Hmm.
But I don't know. So yeah, basically if you like being an annoying little fucker, Entitled Goose Games are for you.
Well, that's an endorsement. There's box text right there. D, Immaterial Gamers. If you want to be an annoying fucking goose.
Play Entitled Goose Game.
Perfect. Right. Cool. That's
What?
a good one.
Who's been playing? Who else is next?
Let's go with Steph next.
What have you been
What?
playing stuff?
Warframes? I have been playing Warframe.
Oh, you could talk about Rising Tide.
He's got his
Yeah, I got it. I got it today. Finished it.
Sweet.
he got a new ship.
The most
Do you find out-
decadent of updates to Warframe.
The one thing is though, after being told for the last how many days it took me to make this now?
About 5.
5.
Yes.
No, it was
No.
this time last week, wasn't
Was it this time last week we started?
it? Yeah.
I don't
Because I
know.
think there was a coming soon on Friday, and then you were on the Saturday night going, "Hey, look, guess it's here."
It might have been Sunday
Shiny,
actually.
shiny.
Okay.
Well,
Might have been
basically,
Sunday when we tried doing the TFT.
It was weekend. I know it's weekendish. It was before I went Leeds and autism and whatever.
Mm.
But,
Because I know it's before I went on my little road trips.
like how all the way through it, the little thing that's telling you how to build it keeps on saying, "I am not a reliable AI for the shit."
Yeah.
But neither's Audis, really.
No, don't worry. He then turns around after you've built it and goes, "Never mind. I'm the only one suitable for it."
Wow.
D-
So
d-
well
just
done.
get-
That
it-
whole idea of missing AI,
Yeah.
and the AI was there the entire time.
Yeah, he basically turns around and goes, "There is no AI good enough. I technically am, yet I don't, because you know, like how he goes on about I don't know how far you've got into it, but he says at one point, was like my memory was erased at this point. I was for some reason given this order where either the crew died or the mission failed.
Yeah.
Or it was save the crew or mission failure. It was something like that, and he was given the order to basically pick one, and he doesn't know why, and so on. And then once you complete your ship, he goes, for some reason they were erased, and then starts going about, well, I am now the only suitable AI capable. So he's now spending his whatever amount of time until the missions come actually in, integrating himself into the systems.
What's his name? Or does he not have one yet?
No, it's
Cephalon Psi.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Ryan's good with names. I am terrible with names.
So I was looking at the fandom Wikipedia while we were looking at this. So
So,
yeah, because I haven't done much of it either. So
I've also
what's
been
the,
using some of the new reworks.
what's the So what's going to happen to Audis then?
You still keep your I forgot what they call it.
your ship.
Yeah, your little ship that you're in, which has a name.
It
And
does.
I can't
don't
remember it.
the name of it.
I have the
either.
Mantis right now.
No, I mean your ships. You've got the ship like the Mantis and whatever else the other ships are called, but the ship you're actually in is actually called something.
The Orbiter.
You keep your Arbiter. This is more for team-based ship activities. It's
Yeah.
basically for you no longer just flying around in your your wings. This gives you an actual purpose to have your wings a bit more.
Yeah, if you were to think of the Orbiter as a scout and stealth vessel, the Railjack is a warship.
Okay. I take it that's based from the... I think it's going to... Assuming you've got the rail systems part of the guild crap, I'm taking it it's going to start bringing that in.
Yeah, if we've got this right on this stuff, making sure, limited thing, that you build your personal Railjack using your clan's dry dock.
For what it looks like, yeah.
At the moment, which means to do the Imperium missions, which is what this is a prelude to, you will need to either have a Railjack or be doing a mission with someone who has one.
A single tenor operating requires a ship to be crewed by a full squad of 4 tenor. Yep, my ship's ready.
Yeah, Steph's got his Railjack sorted. We do have the Immaterial Gamers clan has a dry dock with the
Basically, my dry dock.
with the segment, or there's like the Cephalon segment ready for you to build when you want to start it. But it's expensive. But the quest is expensive over time.
Each part of it, let's put it this way: the first bit you do is 1,000 creds.
That's not too bad.
For the
100,000 creds. It's
that's to get you the
100,000
Cephalon.
cred. That's just to get the ghost. No wait, I'm
Okay.
looking at the wrong thing. Oh, just be happy our clan's not moon based. Well,
It's
moon.
35 grand for the
I'm looking at
Cephalon
the wrong thing.
blueprint.
I was looking at the dry dock information.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Each piece costs a mil. Let's put it this way. I started this off with 72 mil.
I had a mill.
I
I
played
don't-
Warframe
I don't have
way
a
too
mill
much.
anymore.
I don't have 100k yet, so... I'm scared.
Well, you're going to have to sell millions of mods then, because I guarantee you've got tons of
1,
them.
2, 3, 4, 5. You need 6 mil.
It's like a GTA expansion. Here's a new expansion. Now spend like 8 mil on getting the new content. It's like, fuck off,
And
GTA.
each piece takes 12 hours to build, and you cannot rush it.
That's good. Well,
So, on
nice.
that point, you've then got 12 hours to get yourself to scramble up another mil credits.
Yep. And farm up the other resources you're going to need to build the next one.
Yeah, because there are like, there's two...
No, there's one.
There's like 2
there's 4.
collectible resources, 1 quest resource, and 1 resource unique to Railjack at that point.
There's 4 new resources for this.
Yeah, per section.
Yes.
Or one bit per section.
Ish, yeah.
Well,
the last
in a sense.
last one repeats itself.
Yeah,
And
because you got your normal
there's
stuff like
another
your neural sensors, your rubido, plastids, oricon
Yeah.
cells, carbide. No, not carbides. Cryotic.
And don't forget your 30 oricon cells
Yay.
and your argon
Aw.
crystals.
You can use platinum, just trade them.
Yeah, argon crystals are annoying.
The
I
argon
worked
crystals
for
is the annoying piece.
In
Yeah,
that
'cause
little,
they're the
how long
ones
do
that
they
take
work?
time.
They last for a day or something?
I'm
just happy
have a
that when-
half-life.
I'm just happy you can put it in the machine and just go, yeah, okay, there's 5 down, I've got another 10 more to go at some other point.
Yeah, so it's not like you need to get 15 argon crystal before
Oh,
you
no.
can put it in the thing. The moment you get one, put it in the thing.
I've kind of got in the habit now of I launch missions from the dojo, so at the
Hmm.
end of it, I'm in the dojo.
You can then
aren't
just...
we level 9 as well? Or is that increased now? Because I know we was 9 out of 10 for the Shadow Clan or whatever the fuck it's called.
Well, I believe we moved back to Ghost, didn't we? Didn't we get rid of
Yeah,
people?
we
and
dropped
become-
it down to ghosts so
Yeah.
that we could reduce the things,
Things
because it
were
was
too
only us
expensive.
that was...
And
Yeah.
literally, I think at the beginning it was just me mainly.
I was helping out when I can, bits and pieces.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, I'll probably be jumping on every now and again. It's
Well-
not a game that I've been able to just
I don't know. I might.
stay on.
Well, I've started patching it anyway a while back. It's now
Oh wow,
optimizing
this
it.
actually gives you a full list of all the items you need.
Hmm.
I've just
Yeah.
looked down, it's a total cost of credits, 6 mil.
But I'll put in the link to our Discord for that when it comes through. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff, and each bit is, and this is, I guess this is the annoying part of it. Each part of the Railjack has to have a single player only mission completed first,
Ah,
which involves you having to defend against a metric fuckton of enemies
God,
in an open space.
Trust me, Ryan, the first one you did was a cakewalk.
Oh, yippee.
I've already told you what starts coming after you do the second
Yeah.
one. They start appearing in the second one, but only like 1 or 2. After
Yeah,
that,
do
you get a lot more sentinels coming after you.
Yeah,
and
do
all this
you
shit.
like sentience?
no, I really don't.
Well, have we got the mode for you? It's got sentience up the wazoo.
The very last one, I think I redid it twice. Just to
Just
complete
remember,
the last one.
sentience are easy enough these days now, though.
Yeah,
Pop
when
out
you,
into your Tenno.
issue with that.
Huh?
You really want to take them on with all Corpus or Grenadier there and everything else in your
All
little
you need to
flashback?
do is hit that sentient long enough to take its resistances away.
Oh, yeah,
and then
true.
Jump back in.
The only issue is by the point you jump back in, don't forget everything is already shooting at your frame, so
Yeah.
you are getting damaged as soon as you spawn back in.
I'm gonna say,
You'll be joining us on Railjack missions at this rate. Is that what you're saying?
At this rate, you'll be joining me.
Yeah. I say us. It's Steph.
well, we need 4 persons, so we need Matt to come back too. Because the 3 of us wouldn't be able to do it if you need 4.
Well, people can still make up squads with Railjacks. Or at least that's the plan.
Because if we had to have 4 from the clan, good luck with that.
We could just
Right,
advertise the clan more.
We could recruit.
Yeah.
We also, the only problem is with the clan stuff is we need to. The fact that there's too many fucking warlords.
That's not a problem anymore.
Oh yeah, that got started. Technically, I was the ruler of the clan.
They changed it. They made sure that there was a rank in there called Founding Warlord.
Which was given to me because I put so much effort in the clan.
It's resolved. Anyway, so that's Rising Tide, and we've had Untitled Goose Game, And I'm having trouble on what I've actually played this week.
You've
been
played-
playing some Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I played a bunch of
Right.
Final Fantasies,
Ryan played Final Fan.
Battle Breakers.
Ryan played nothing.
Teamfight Tactics, screw it, we'll do that.
You played Team Fight Tactics?
Speaking of Teamfight Tactics, I've got to Silver.
Yeah. What I'll do is I'm gonna request everyone's ranks on Sunday as they are, and weekly we'll just update them. We'll call it a mini competition.
I don't like this mini competition. You can all go to hell.
Well, it's just there. It's not like it's for anything.
I don't like it still.
It's not that we're gonna do a forfeit on it, but no one's gonna get a prize if they succeed either.
I don't like it.
Well, I've hit my
Isn't
new
it
highest.
bad enough that I already know I'm the weakest?
Aren't you in iron still?
Yeah, I'm in iron.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah, Rise of the Elements is still going. I know a lot of us have been playing more ranked now. It's starting to settle into some of the what you call the specs, the meta of working and viable strategies. Like a Glacial Berserker build is strong, an Inferno Summoner build is strong, a Shadow Summoner build is very strong.
I built a Ranger Predator
Druid
build
Predator.
the other day.
A Predator mixed with Druid or Inferno.
Yeah.
Predator
is
mixed
also
with
good.
Glacial's also good.
Yeah.
Predator
Keep, them,
Glacial.
keep them stunned, and then just kill them.
But yeah,
And Mage, along with something other than Ocean, bizarrely, seems to work as well.
yeah
Ocean with
Mage.
Tibbers.
Oh, Ocean Summons. No, what was it? It was that. People making a mage build and turning Annie into a mage.
That means you could also turn any of the other summoners into a mage. So you could also have Voidlings running around.
The only issue with that, Voidlings come out as basically bronze units, while
Yeah.
Tibbers comes out with more health
Massive.
than most units and deals a lot more damage than most units.
And
And
that's
then you have
based
two
on
of them.
what Annie's level is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's two fucking Tibbers that drop on your face. It's like, ow. You finish one,
Tibbers! Buggy you!
and then as one Tibbers dies, the other it respawns again. Because it's when it casts.
Yeah.
So there's always at least one Tibbers on the field. It's just like, oh, fuck's sake, Tibbers.
There is always a Tibbers. But I guess at least with Annie's thing is that she plays more like a basic shapeshifter on the fact that once she casts Tibbers, it's there.
Until Tibbers dies. And if Tibbers dies, she then starts recharging again.
Yeah.
But if you've got two Tibbers and one
See,
Tibbers dies,
this
she
is
starts
why-
recharging anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
But this is
God
why
damn
I think if you had the Voidlings, or if you had Malzahar or
Plant Lady.
Zara, you would just have a field covered in things.
Yeah.
If you had something like that.
Yeah, screw you, 10 unit limit. But
10
oh,
unit
3,000
limit, never
Voidlings
met Voidling army!
oh, I'll give it as a spoiler for
Isn't that a rat? That's basically like a rats deck at that point.
yeah.
Here, have rats. Here, have more rats.
What's that? You want more rats? No, please, sir, I don't want any. I'll have all the rats. But
Fucking rat deck.
yeah. No, the what's it called?
What, TFT?
No.
You were saying something about Spyler.
Yeah, yeah, spoiler alert for this week's Teamfight Tactics. My god, double casting Vigar with Ceres Embrace is a ball ache.
Sounds about right.
Oh,
And a gold double casting Vigar with Ceres Embrace.
Oh, okay, I didn't realise it was gold. That makes it a lot more worse.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Especially if you had him in an ocean spot.
Oh, he doesn't need an ocean spot.
Yeah, I know, but just, yeah.
It's just
Golden
awful.
Viger in an ocean spot is just horrible. Never mind the Seventh Embrace.
Yeah. So.
To be honest, I like Earth. I like Earth, Ocean, Fire, Wind.
Oh, was that one that I was playing last night, where Steph watched in every now and again? Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Earth,
yeah.
Earth Mundo, or Mountain Mundo is.
Especially if you can gold Mundo. Mundo is a beast.
Yeah.
Especially with, like, actually, no, that's normal Mundo.
And I
Mundo
feel-
with Warmogs is just ridiculous.
Well, that's the thing. If it was a gold Mundo with Warmogs and Mountain
'Cause-
buff, and that he's getting infinitely stronger all the way through.
That's the thing with the
combats,
Earth.
and it's just
That's the thing with the Earth thing is it stacks over time, where the other ones seem to be like, for this round.
Yeah.
That
Well, I mean,
one, it stacks over time.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that you have to remember on that, though, is that everyone's on an even playing field when it comes to that.
Hmm.
Everyone gets the exact same buff in the
Yeah.
exact same spaces.
But then
Okay, I mean, it
uh,
depends on what their character types are, whether they're actually useful, but...
Yeah, because I've had it right at the front line, and it's like,
You could
I
have
don't-
played the game I had yesterday, where the guy who won our game yesterday, the game I was in yesterday, didn't build anything particular. He had one of everything, and he
Wow.
was kicking everyone's ass.
Yeah. Well, this seems to be still the same thing, isn't it? It's just like dipping into every trait.
No, that's
Well,
what I mean.
there's-
He didn't even bronze anything. Everything was just there, just one of everything. The only thing he didn't have was Singe.
Hmm.
Or a Lux.
Huh?
He just had one of everything. It was like, what the hell, mate?
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I'd call that an anomaly.
I don't know. But there is quite a few builds where it's like 3. Like, it depends. Like, if you go Predator goes into like 3 different builds.
Mm.
Whether you're using the Scanner or the whatever.
Predator tends to go into Poison, Glacier,
Or Crystal.
Crystal, or Steel.
Depends on which 3 of them you're using. It's very based on who you've got. Like, you automatically, with the mages, get 2 Ocean. Because of the Vladimir and the Syndra. Unless you did what I did for one of my games. I had 4 mages and 2 assassins that were sort of turned into mages. I wasn't getting the mages out, and I had spatulas and the items to build the mage caps. So I was just like, fuck it. 4 mages, and 2 mages that are also assassins or whatever, or wardens or whatever. Here you go.
But it's all good. There'll be more teamfight tactics talk at some point. And, you know, we do have a LOL challenge coming up. We just need to organise when we can get all 6 of us around
Oh, you're talking
to,
about
to,
the thing
to do those. But we'll talk more about that privately, and we'll announce it when it's available to actually be announced. So, yeah. Right. It is time. It's not for news. It's more of an immaterial big question thing.
The sport question.
The Google said so.
The Google Stadia
It looks interesting.
is...
To be honest, I didn't read any of the things you put up. I just went straight to their page where it was telling me it was 120 quid.
Yeah. So, you can do that, because what we're going to do is I'm going to ask the question, but before I ask the question, we'll let the audience know a little bit of the background of what Stadia actually is. So, Stadia was, announced by Google last year, shall
I
we
have no
say?
idea when it was announced.
I think
actually.
it was. Something about that. And the idea is it is a cloud gaming service. That's sort of, and its distilled form, that's what it is. The idea is that you have a Google Stadia pad, a device. No other hardware is theoretically necessary.
Because it connects to one of the Google Hub things.
Yeah, it just connects, it connects to anything that has an internet connection, really.
But that then goes to the Google server hubs.
Yeah.
That's where the hard drive is.
So you don't need, so the idea, theoretically, you do not need any hardware because it's all just online. And you'll play stuff on the internet, you can download games, and you can play them that way. The big thing on Stadia's thing was that you could play AAA games fully cross-cloud gaming in 4K resolution, going a bit higher. The idea that you could play it as if you were playing a console game, but without all the need for doing so. And then you could do that on mobiles, Chromecast, laptops, various other things.
Theoretically, it'd be a sound idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sound idea, but we've got problems and we'll get to those.
You are the
Yeah.
problem.
So, part of that problem is the fact that it is an online cloud-based gaming thing, which means for a lot of this, to play that at 4K resolution consistently during your game sessions would require Internet of the Gods.
Well,
Pretty
according
much.
to them, my internet's not bad for it.
Well, yeah. but it's got to be consistently not that bad.
Yep. But what? The rate?
And yeah, we live in England where we have alright internet. People say that we've got shit internet.
Oh no, we've got better internet than
Yeah.
quite a few lot of places.
Yeah.
It's just
And
ours seems to not be that consistent.
Yeah, it's not consistent. When it's good, it's very good. When it's not, it's noticeable.
Well, yeah.
I mean, the other thing on this is that we're not talking like sort of developing countries levels of bad internet. The US, where this is probably being pushed to fuck, has got the worst internet really in.
For how
sort of
big it
first
is,
world
I would
countries based on the
say
size
that
of
makes
it.
sense by
Yeah.
the size of it.
So people have been having issues where they've been playing the game and, it's been compressing and stuff like that. Did you ever try PlayStation Now, Steph?
PlayStation Now, what was that?
The cloud gaming service for the PlayStation?
I did not try that.
Okay. I've got sort of
I've
good
not
internet
tried
on
any
there.
of it.
It's a bit like how our guild has our own issues because we have the England and Canadian halves. We have
Yeah.
latency issues with the other half. Depends on who's hosting, to be honest.
Yeah. But imagine that was just happening while you were playing your single player game and you just decided, the internet connection's just gonna drop all the time.
Yeah. Well, actually, in like my Metal Gear Solid game, it does. If it goes, oh, by the way, we booted you out. It's like, what?
Mm.
Fuck you.
Yeah, it's crap. And I mean, with
Like
PlayStation
GTA
Now,
Online. It's like GTA Online. It'll just go, and we're booting you back to story. It's like, well, thank you for that.
that's Rockstar servers being Rockstar servers. They're not great. PlayStation Now's was a different sort of beast. Imagine playing the game and then as you were doing it, the sound and graphics were distorting.
Ugh. I would have to deal with that normally.
And then not responding to your inputs properly, and
I'm having that with Space Engineers with Terry. Not matching up all the time. It's like, god damn it. But that's because of the transatlantic latency.
yeah, so it's there.
It's like Terry. It's like Terry's like me and Terry are playing or something, and it's just like, and I'm rubber banding all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
God damn it!
Trying to drive and fucking Space Engineers, or no, it wasn't Space Engineers. What was the game we normally play?
No, it wasn't. Factorio.
Yeah, Factoria. When you tried to drive, you got in a vehicle, you were like, I'm not moving. You got out of the vehicle shot off. Because technically the game said you were moving, and you're still stood in the spot, and the vehicle's gone.
Yep.
Wow, it's just
Like
bad.
miles. It's like it rubber banded from miles. It's like,
Let's less rubber band and more catapult.
Yeah. You were catapulted to wherever you were going.
Yeah.
You didn't have an option.
Yeah. So we've got the connection issue. That's one problem that they've had. Two, the list of games that are coming out, which you have to pay full price for to not own.
I was going to say, would this also be one of them things of seeing that you don't own the physical copy of it, they will use it on you in a way?
Oh, they could probably just revoke it at any time.
Yeah.
You've paid
Yeah.
for access to the game. And now I know this could be the same as Steam and all that stuff, but generally at least that downloads to your computer.
Mm.
yeah, basically.
You have the data.
Yeah, you have the data at least. On
And
Stadia,
you can because you can at least then, if you uninstall it, you can just re-download it if you want to.
well, no, that's not the problem at all on their day. It's like, if they revoke access to the game, you never had the data for it in the first place.
Oh, you mean like what?
It's cloud
Destiny.
gaming.
Like what happened to Destiny with Blizzard before Steam picked it back up again.
No, because you're at least still downloading that to the computer. Let's just distill it to this point. You've never downloaded the game, because with Stadia, you never download the game.
Because the server
It's on their servers. You're connecting to their server. You're paying for access to their server for the game. You don't touch a physical byte of that data
What could be bad?
if they just pull it.
Yeah.
So you're paying the same amount of price to have a physical or a digital download of something to just be able to play it online. Which again, as we've also mentioned, if your internet connection's not there, you're not accessing. That and the games list isn't.
It's not that big for a
Great.
game list.
I mean,
There's
let's
some
have a look at
games
what
on
we
it where
can-
I'm looking at it and thinking, so, what, you've got like number 2 of this, or you've got like the new version of this, but why haven't you got any of the older ones?
Yeah.
It's like
Let's have a look at some
when
of the
you look on
games.
their actual site for buying it, and that seems to be like what they're trying to push it from. They seem to be putting it towards Destiny more than anything else.
Yeah.
What's
Destiny 2 is on there. But then we're looking at Destroy All Humans, Final Fantasy 15, Just Dance 2020. Now let's go for older stuff here. The Tomb Raider games. This is supposed to be your like big push in the gaming market, and your killer apps are games that
mediocre.
people have played. No, not right. The Tomb Raider games aren't mediocre, but they've been out for 4 years.
I think the
True.
newest one on there is Borderlands.
Yeah, which only got announced yesterday. So, I mean, actually, their biggest one is Darksiders Genesis, but that's coming out everywhere else as well. It's not an exclusive. It's not a killer app. It's not, all that stuff. And
Sounds blasé.
it's just like, it's here.
I'd rather have my. To be honest, I do want to upgrade my thing now, but because I'm running third generation hardware and 10th generation's out, so I am lagging behind.
Yeah, but
hardware wise, but yeah.
So we've got those situations, and that coupled with the fact that half the features that they've been announcing are not available yet.
Yeah, I kind of looked at that and it was like, you won't be able to. You can get in-game rewards, well not rewards, but achievements, which
But
you won't be able to know that you're
they,
getting until next year.
Yeah.
To
Co-op's
be honest, I
not
wish.
there. Oh no, that's been amended.
I kind of
Onto
wish
the
Epic.
article.
I kind of wish Epic had achievements.
I really couldn't be bothered as much.
As a person who sat there playing like NES and Mega Drive games, I didn't need achievements in order to play the games.
Oh no.
I do enjoy getting achievements though. That's the thing for me.
At the end of it, it's still just a dopamine thing, dopamine boost, but everyone has their own ways of doing that. But yeah. So there's all these problems with it, and then it's come out with mixed reviews and stuff's not working properly. The big one was that Destiny 2 was actually not in 4K, it was an upscaled 1080p version of the game, and Google threw the developers under the bus and said, no, we do have 4K capability, it is the responsibility of the developers to make sure that it is under that.
Oh yeah. Sounds about right for any company, to be honest, to say that.
Yep.
Yeah, but you've like pushed for this game to come out and told people that every game was going to be under 4K. Not that everyone in the UK, for example, has 4K in the first place.
I don't have 4K.
People are just
I don't
getting
see the point of it at this point. A lot of people are just starting to get into HD.
Yeah, into 1080p HD. The standard.
And I know people that have 4K telly and they watch 4K and HD and they can't really tell any difference.
Yeah.
They say there is a difference, but it's like you wouldn't know. Yeah, it's not noticeable. It's just it's that much your eyes and that don't really care. It's like when because I remember going to HD before you, and when we used to play a lot of games at yours, and I used to struggle like hell to see your screen.
Hey, I was happy to have a TV that was able to run 60 Hz, which before HD wasn't a thing in the UK.
But all I know is I struggled to see that. I see your thing.
Yeah. So we've
You're
got 10 minutes left
anyway.
of the podcast, so we'll see if we can get to the question here. So this is the question. With all the stuff that we've discussed about in the past 20 minutes,
Okay.
who is the Google Stadia for?
If anything, I'd say gamers that travel.
Right. Okay.
But then the issue is because all you're gonna have to do is make sure you have your account and carry around the pad or whatever else they're bringing out for it. Because by the looks of it, it's a pad and a little thing to make sure the pad can connect.
A hub. Like, by looks of it, it's like the Steam Hub thing.
Steam Link, wasn't it?
But then, I also feel like anyone who's going to travel like that will have things like the Switch.
Yeah.
They'll have Nintendo products.
Yeah.
That will fill that gap.
This is the stuff that people have been discussing about in gaming circles. For every potential possibility of who the Stadia is for, the counter-argument is something that is already out and is already being successful. Like you said, the travelling gamer
Is
already probably going to be a Switch player.
or Google Store. The
Or a phone or play on phone, or actually
Yeah.
play the Vita.
Someone's already got sort of the portable market. And even then, when you come out sort of looking at some people who travel with gamers, we'll take into someone that we've watched, and people that we've watched every now and again, Achievement Hunter. I've already got mobile consoles. They were a lot of the time sponsored by a company that they could take. It was like a little suitcase that you'd open up, and it would have a monitor on the inside and their console power supports.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. Didn't
Inside.
they bring that out for? Didn't they bring a thing out like you could buy something like that for PlayStation?
Yeah, there was something similar to it, and one of the other people I follow every now and again, Xavier Woods, he's a wrestler who does the Up Up Down Down gaming channel. He's
Is
a
that
wrestler.
the,
He's always travelling.
one of the New Days.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's like he's the big gaming geek of the new day. I mean, the other two are gaming geeks, but he's the big one. Not big as in bulky, but just big as in fan. And yeah, he also has that portable console, and he's
God damn
travelling
it.
330 days of the year.
Yeah, now I've just got the stupid New Day in my head. The New Day.
Yeah.
God damn
So
it.
let's say so Stadia is not really for the travelling gamer. It's definitely not for Xavier Woods.
I don't think anyone would actually get it. Not if someone was gonna get it, I think it'd be a gift. And if they were gonna get it as a gift, they're not gonna have much on it. If anything, it'll be someone. Let's say I like to go Ryan's, and we always play the same game. Yeah, and I don't want to keep sharing the same screen or something like that. But I know for a fact he's got another screen. It's just that he hasn't got another console to play it on.
Yeah.
Any game that has cross-platform, okay, you're fine. You've probably got a bit of a market there for someone who doesn't game at home a lot. They go to their friends or something more.
That's possible.
You
yeah.
probably got that a bit more. But apart from that, I can't see you getting much anywhere.
But then Steam's also now released that.
Yeah, and then
Discover
you've
thing.
got Steam that's brought out the thing, but then, again, that's still off the thing of people like to play at other people's places, not just their own.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, that was the thing, isn't it? Yeah, remote play together solved the argument of what if you wanted to play stuff together, but you didn't have the ability to play it in that situation. It was an option, an addition, something else to do. It works for us, like Dee said earlier on in the podcast. We're split between Canada and the UK. Other than flying Canadians out every now and again, or us doing the same,
Yeah,
that doesn't
we're not-
work. So the remote play works in that regard. Stadia theoretically could fall into that.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Because, I mean, I'm also staring at stuff like, does it fit the small family market? Does it fit the people who had the Wii market? And the answer, like you said there, Steph, is no. Because the games list that's coming out for the Stadia are not games that
the
people
games that
would
are coming out
normally
on
be
that
playing
game
on
list-
something like a Wii.
For what's on the game list, they're aiming at hardcore gamers. But it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense because no hardcore gamer is going to play on something that's not going to be that reliable.
Yeah, they've already got a PC or one of the major consoles.
Yeah, we already have our own rigs.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, the more that you think about it, the more you wonder who the actual target audience for the Stadia is. And
Someone who's
I
gone
think the
backwards.
only one I could think of is the fad crowd, the
Oh, yeah.
influencer.
Hipsters.
Don't get me wrong. I'm looking at it. I was looking at it before. Like I said to you, I didn't look at the. Straight away the articles you put on. I look straight on. Just look at what it actually is. And to me, I would. If I just looked at that and for what it was, I'd get it. But because of the articles and all the reviews that have come out for it already, it's like, yeah, and for the games that are on it, and it's like, I've got a PC for that.
Yeah. That's why I feel it's like, seriously, it's only for the fad market, for someone who would always be buying the new trend. I mean, Dee said at that point, the hipster market, probably for someone who can't go without buying a... I don't want to, sit there and stereotype and someone, but it's a person who can't help but constantly buy the new iPhone in cash.
To be honest, I tend to doubt with Sony, but the phone isn't as fucking expensive.
Yeah, and generally it's using architecture that isn't prohibitive to everyone else. But yeah. So
I used to do that with iPhone, strange enough. I used to be a really Apple product
No,
person.
it's like what it's why I scratched my head with someone who's like, you had the iPhone 10, now you just got the iPhone 11. It's like, why?
Because the number increased by 1.
But the price increased by 10 times.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. I
It's
think...
because it's new, because it's 11. It's new. It's like
It's not new, it's backwards.
yeah. It's like, hey, it's just
like, good for you.
ridiculous.
good for you. You're paying like 1,000, like a few hundred a month for something that's good for you.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see how this goes. I mean, I know we joked at the beginning of the podcast of stating that we were stuff that was killed by Google, but they have a track record. If this doesn't come off the ground quickly, it's gonna die.
True.
In the same way, and they're gonna need to do a lot better. I mean, I like the idea of cloud gaming, but I don't know if this is the way to go about it.
Well, they're
That's just
trying
me.
to think, but they're trying to think outside of the box.
They're not even thinking in a box.
Well, that's Google. That's Google. So-
Google just thought, let's think. What do people Google search? That's Google.
Playing Assassin's Creed at work. Oh, well, you've got an idea for that.
We got an app for that.
Yeah. So, yeah, we will wrap this podcast up this week. If you liked what you heard, if you want to discuss more about how Google Stadia may become the new hotness, it won't, but you're free to share your opinion. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, engage, tell your friends, family, enemies, people who have bought the Stadia.
Always tell your enemies. Your enemies are the worst.
Yeah, and thank you, Dee and Steph.
Pleasure.
And remember to keep an eye out on the social medias. They're in the description. Check out all the other videos. They'll be in the links for the descriptions. And until next week, please, for God's sake, play a game.
Butter bread.
Butter bread, yeah.
Avocado.
No, if you're going to have bread, at least make it into toast.
No, because if you want to have that, what you should just do is burn down a bread factory.
We'll see you next week, guys. Bye.
You laugh, but you know it's true.